Hello, this isn't one of my normal Jaguar XK8 videos, but it's something I really want to get across to all you guys who've got YouTube channels. Most of you watching this have a safe password and an authenticator app on your phone. You think you're compliant, so you think you're secure. You're not. You're not at all. I want to tell you about John D from To The Garage. If you're familiar with my content, you'll know John. John spent 8 years building his channel from the ground up. That's 700 videos of hard-earned mechanical knowledge shared to the Jaguar XK8 community. That channel's gone. He reached 32,000 subscribers with over 8 million video views. For John, this wasn't just a hobby. It's a small business. He was turning over £300 typically every month. Last week, as you're probably aware, 8 years of hard work was stolen in 4 minutes. No password was guessed. No two-factor authentication code was sent to his phone. He just clicked on a microphone-sponsored link, and by the time he finished his coffee, over 700 videos were gone. And that leaves a big hole in our community, and it's not good for anybody. In 2026, the old rules don't apply about cybersecurity. I'm going to show you exactly how they did it, and in 5 steps. And the 5 steps I've taken to secure my channel, Modurol, to make sure it doesn't suffer the same fate. The weapon used against John was an info stealer. Now what that is, it usually arrives as a PDF, but it's actually an executable file. It's sort of hidden. When you double click it, the malware silently copies your session cookie. This was new to me until a few days ago when this happened to John. This string of text right here is your all access pass. It proves to Google that you're already logged in and have passed all the security checks. So basically the hacker sends you this little text file. It's an executable. You click on it, it fires out a little program and steals that cookie. The hacker doesn't need to crack your password. They simply paste that stolen cookie into their own browser, into another little bit of software. Because the cookie is already authenticated, they bypass all the two-factor security entirely. To YouTube, they are you. One click of this executable takeover button on their little bit of software, the hacker's software, and in those 8 years of work are in the hands of a criminal. It really is that easy. You click on that executable, they get a little note on their laptop. Oh, we've got a little cookie here for you. Put it in their little bit of software, your channel's gone. It's that quick. It's all automated. You might ask, why would they bother with a channel making £300 a month? In our world, that's a lot of money, and it helps finance a hobby and an interest and helps the community. It's because to the hacker, his channel was a high yield asset they could liquidize instantly. They don't have to have it very long at all. The crypto scam then, they used his 32,000 subscribers trust to run a fake Elon Musk style live stream. If that just tricks 10 people into a crypto giveaway, they've made thousands of pounds an hour. Also, John's AdSense, the money he gets from the channel monthly, gets diverted. They change the payment details instantly And that £300 monthly turnover John's worked 8 years for, they redirect into an untraceable account. Then lastly, there's a black market. Even a mid-sized channel like John's, not to be rude, John, can be sold on the dark web for £1,000 or £1,500, I've found out, as a verified account for other scammers to use in that very short window before it's shut down. So this is the hacker's motivation then. So they're not looking to keep your channel for very long at all. They've taken something very important to you, used it for maybe a few hours or a few days, maybe made 100 or a couple of thousand if they're lucky pounds, and move on. And they're doing this with feeder emails, sending out hundreds of thousands of emails, and they need 5 or 6 people to click on the link, and they're earning thousands of pounds per hour. It just shows how these hacking of the YouTube channels is just sort of like a throwaway thing. You know, it's a 5-minute job that they can make thousands of pounds. So how do you protect yourself from this? I've taken 5 steps to secure my account, and I'm going to run through these with you. Step 1, isolate access. Step 2, enhance safe browsing. Step 3, a 2-account strategy for YouTube. Step 4, exposing dangerous hidden file extensions. And step 5, unlocking DBSC, device-bound session credentials. Step 1 is actually to use a burner device or laptop strategy. If you're serious about your channel opening up to sponsor links and attachments, you don't want to do it on your main editing machine. Use a burner, a cheap secondary laptop that contains 0 personal logins. Never log into your YouTube account on it or any Google account. It has 0 safe passwords. So therefore, if a sponsor sends a file, you open it there in a safe environment. If it's malware, it lies on an empty machine with nothing to steal, and there's physically an air gap between it and your business. Further, you can use a burner browser. So don't use Google Chrome, use Firefox. It's especially useful if it's sort of a software barrier as well, a software isolation. If you can't use a second laptop, create a wall. Use Firefox or Brave only for sponsored emails and downloads. Use Chrome only for YouTube Studio on your separate device. They're basically 2 different ecosystems, so it's more difficult to transfer information across. Within Google Chrome, there's what's called enhanced safe browsing. It's a little tick box, and it was built exactly for this type of threat. Turn this on in your Google security settings. There's what I'd like to call the 2-account strategy. So stop using your primary owner account for daily uploads. So within YouTube, create a manager, an owner and manager, 2 accounts, and only use the manager to manage your account. I know it sounds sensible. That way, the owner account stays locked in a vault to protect it with a physical YubiKey and the DBSC. So it gets the security is much more hardened. This really is checkmate. If your manager account cookie is stolen, don't panic. You can log into the secure owner vault using your YubiKey, tell it you're the owner, and say, I don't like that manager anymore, and kick him out. You instantly revoke the stolen session and lynch the hacker from your workshop before they even change your recovery email. So it gives you a second level of security even within YouTube. As we spoke briefly, this info stealer is an executable file. So one of the things you need to do is is if you're on Windows, if a sponsor sends you a PDF that ends in XE, it's not a contract, it's actually a digital crowbar. Turn on the file name extensions on Windows right now. You'll be able to see it much more easily. It's very easy for anybody just to put .pdf or .xl on the end in the file name, and it will be accepted on Windows. You need to expose the actual the dot file type. So click that file name extensions on your Windows options. While you're at it, on your Chrome browser, you need to enable device bound session credentials, DBSC in Chrome. Go to Chrome / flags, search for it and hit enable. It locks your cookie to your specific PC hardware. Even if the hacker steals the cookie, it won't work on their machine. And it's something that banking apps are doing already, but unfortunately, YouTube is lagging behind. If you follow these steps, hopefully you'll never have a hacker's information stealer on your device. But like John, if you have that executable, there's two types apparently. One, as soon as the executable's done its business, it deletes itself. So there's no trace of where it's come from. But the second type actually hides within your device. And when your browser is booted up, it turns on and it tries to steal more information. So you really need to avoid all this in the first place, because in theory, you'll have to search for that info stealer and delete it, or actually abandon that hardware and get completely new hardware. It's more and more levels of pain. So you might ask yourself, how come I'm all of a sudden an expert in these things? Well, I'm not. But AI can search the whole of the internet and find out. And I've used AI, and in fact, Google Gemini, to build me up the maximum security upgrade I can get. Now, I've put a printer-friendly version of the entire checklist in the description. Download it and use it today. Not joking, get on with it, use it today. You don't want your 8 years of work, which is too much to lose for the sake of 30 minutes of doing the security. Other than YubiKeys, which are like £30 each or something daft, none of this costs anything. Why aren't you doing it already? I've got to ask myself, until John got his channel stolen, never even thought about it. But if we don't do it, we're going to have massive amount of Jaguar XK8, Jaguar data stolen that actually helps us. Anyway, I really appreciate, it's not a Jaguar XK8 video, but I'm really passionate about keeping our little community alive, and the videos through YouTube is a big part of that. If you've got any questions about any of this, please let us know in the comments. I'll try and get you up to speed with everything. If it wasn't all explained clearly enough, I can give you more details. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to get back to my manual conversion project, which I keep stalling on. And this is another reason. Finally, before I go, I like to track where I am with all the other YouTube YouTube channels I actually like. A lot of these are Jaguar related, unsurprisingly. And I'm going to try and email or contact everybody on the list. Not really for my own benefit, highlighting this video, but really to make sure all these channels are secure. Because this is my little hobby. I like these channels and I don't want them to disappear. And I'm quite upset that two of the garages disappeared. And it's not right. Anyway, I'm going on and on. See you later. Please secure your channel. Bye-bye.